Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about, well, this. Well, technically kind of not a rant, but still, Fox News. Trump nominated for Nobel Peace Prize by Norwegian official, citing Israel, UAE, peace deal, United Arab Emirates. Nomination was submitted by Christian Tybring-Gjedde, a member of the Norwegian parliament. Exclusive just weeks after helping to broker peace between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, President Trump has been nominated for the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. The nomination submitted by Christian Tybring-Gjedde, I don't know how to pronounce that, a member of the Norwegian parliament, lauded Trump for his efforts toward resolving protracted conflicts worldwide. For his merit, I think he has done more trying to create peace between nations than most other Peace Prize nominees. I agree. Tybring-Gjedde, a four-term member of the parliament who also serves as a chairman of the Norwegian delegation to the NATO Parliamentary Assembly, told Fox News in an exclusive interview. Let me put it this way, this is a huge thing because Trump has managed to broker a peace between those two countries. I mean, this is historic. Let me put some context that I've spoken to or told you guys about it in my previous videos about this subject, but it's always good to remind others, especially new viewers watching this video. It's that the Middle East has been a bit of an anti-Semitic spurging in the last couple of decades. Well, since the creation of Israel, they already had a bit of an anti-Semitic love affair, so much so that they joined with the Axis and Hitler himself during the Second World War, and the Quran is pretty much the biggest anti-Semitic book out there, at least one of the biggest, most anti-Semitic books out there. They absolutely hate Jews for millennia already, so you know the insurmountable amount and problems that Israel faces in that region. They absolutely hate Jews, to the point that if you have a stamp that you entered Israel on your passport, you will be denied entry in those countries. And if it's so bad that for instance, they actually go on and say that pigeons, sharks, dolphins or anything could be a ploy from the Jews or Israel to spy on them. There was a point that Egypt made about, I think 10 years ago, more or less, in which they insisted that shark attacks on their beaches, which definitely drove tourism down, was the fault of Israel. So you know the type of people we are dealing with here in the Middle East. Not here in the Middle East, Jesus Christ. We are dealing with the... Now you get it. And so this is a huge thing Trump managed to do. In fact, Trump should have already won the Nobel Peace Prize with his attempt on brokering peace. Finally, peace after the conflict between North and South Korea. As you know, both of those countries are still technically at war. They still bicker and moan about each other from time to time, especially the North trying to provoke the South with their firing. Sometimes they kill South Koreans, and well, you know. What they currently have is a decades-old truce. The war is still technically going on. And Trump tried to broker the peace. He managed to go further than anybody else has ever done in the past with the North Koreans. But, as you know, the media, the mainstream media, the control-left media, absolutely hated Trump for it, to the point that they praised Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-un's sister, and she's absolutely even more evil than the fatso there. And to make a point even further, you know what? Fuck that. Let's keep reading the news. Tybring-Gjedde, in his nomination letter to the Nobel Committee, said the Trump administration has played a key role in the establishment of relations between Israel and the UAE, as it expected other Middle Eastern countries will follow in the footsteps of the UAE. This agreement could be a game changer that will turn the Middle East into a region of cooperation and prosperity, he wrote. 1 second. Coffee. There's another video that I covered about this, in which there is maybe, I mean, it's just pretty much a rumor at this point, but it could be proven true, in which there was a sermon that actually did happen, but it's the rumor that I'm going to mention right now, in which one of the imams in Mecca told about the cooperation between Jews and peace between them, which may or may not allude to a peace agreement between Saudi Arabia and Israel. That's a huge thing. Imagine all those countries finally normalizing relations with Israel and finally accepting the existence of the Jewish state. They'll finally try to go and attack the common enemy right now, which is Iran. Iran has been funding terror organizations in that region for quite some time. Not saying that Saudi Arabia doesn't do it, because they actually do it and they fund it, but they have been improving as of late. But it's kind of like improvement is in one rain droplet in the Atacama Desert, when you actually absolutely fucking need the torrential rain to actually make a difference or a dent. But still, better than nothing, I say. Back to the news. Also cited in the letter was the president's key role in facilitating contact between conflicting parties and creating new dynamics in other protracted conflicts, such as the Kashmir border dispute between India and Pakistan and the conflict between North and South Korea, as well as dealing with the nuclear capabilities of North Korea. Tybring-Gjedde further praised Trump for withdrawing a large number of troops from the Middle East. Indeed, Trump has broken a 39-year-old streak of American presidents either starting a war or bringing the United States into an international armed conflict. The last president to avoid doing so was the Peace Laureate Jimmy Carter, he wrote. Let's see, does he mention it? No, I don't know. Just in case it doesn't mention it, because, well, I haven't actually read the news completely. I like to do it, just give a very quick read of the news or sometimes like that, so I can read it with you guys and show my actual reaction of what is actually happening. In most of the cases, at least 70% of the articles I do that. But let's keep going. As you know, like explained, in the conflict in the Middle East, the last one who actually achieved that was, as mentioned here, Jimmy Carter. He actually achieved that in 1979 between Israel and, guess what, Egypt. The peace was that Israel, as always, wanted to give back the Sinai Peninsula. Even the name itself denotes Hebrew. Sinai is Hebrew. But let's keep going. That Israel won in a defensive war against Egypt, I believe 1973, no, 67. And Israel said, oh, look, we want peace. If you want this, we're gonna have to have peace. We're only gonna get this land back with peace, with a peace deal. And they didn't want to, until Jimmy Carter actually brokered the peace between Israel and Egypt. But there was a point, a caveat. Neither Israel nor Egypt wanted Gaza. Israel said, okay, fine, we're gonna keep Gaza. So they tried to work it with Gaza until they left Gaza completely in 2005. It turns out it was kind of, well, it didn't actually help anything, because violence in there just kept on growing. But still, as you can see, it's a very, very difficult process dealing with the Islamists in that region. Let's keep reading the news. Tybring-Gjedde is a member of the conservative-leaning populist party in Norway, told Fox News that his latest nomination is not about trying to curry favor with the US president. Oh, on another note, Trump just announced that he is decreasing the number of troops in Iraq from 5,000 to 3,000. That's amazing. More troop reduction. That's great news, because the less Americans dying for ungrateful people, the better. I'm definitely grateful for all the sacrifices the Americans have done so in the world, especially because if it weren't for them, the world would be pretty much a communist cesspool, including the shithole that I'm currently stuck at. If it wasn't for the CIA, this shithole here would be far, far worse, because Russia meddled in this shithole. Anyway, reading back to the news. Oh, before I forget, mainstream media, including CBS, is trying to tarnish the image of Tybring-Gjedde, as saying that he is a far-right politician, when in fact his position has been with pro-alphabet people and other things that would be classified as left politics. But don't let facts stand in the way of the narrative, I say. Anyway, I'm not a big Trump supporter, he said. The committee should look at the facts and judge him on the facts, not on the way he behaves sometimes. The people who have received the Peace Prize in recent years have done much less than Donald Trump. For example, Barack Obama did nothing. Bravo! That's exactly what I've been saying. Barack Obama only won the nomination because he got elected. That's about it. Jesus Christ. The 2009 Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to the then President Barack Obama for what the Nobel Committee called his extraordinary efforts to strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between people. Absolutely diddly fucking squat. Trump did way more. The moment he managed to talk Kim Jong-un to have a talk with the South Koreans was the moment he actually did way more than Barack Obama ever did. Anyway, the decision made just 9 months into Obama's first term was met with criticism in the US, including from Donald Trump, then a private citizen. I agree. Lech Walesa, Poland's former president and the 1983 Nobel laureate, also said at the time it was too early to bestow the award to Obama. I agree, just 263 days after taking office. Too fast. For the time being, Obama was just making proposals. But sometimes the Nobel Committee awards the prize to encourage responsible action. Yeah, then again... even Obama was taken aback, saying at the time he was surprised, humbled by the Nobel Committee's decision. To be honest, he said, I do not feel that I deserve to be in the company of so many of the transformative figures who have been honored by this prize, men and women who have inspired... Oh God, Obama, be careful, there's men and women-ixen. You did something bad here, and there's more than men and women. There's women, there's these, and other genders. Bad Obama, who've inspired me and inspired the entire world through their courageous pursuit of peace. Besides Obama, 3 other US presidents have won the Nobel Peace Prize. President Theodore Roosevelt in 1906 for having negotiated peace in the Russo-Japanese War. President Woodrow Wilson in 1920 for being the leading architect of the League of Nations, which it's the UN from before World War II, but it was as useless as UN today. And President Jimmy Carter in 2002 for his decades of untiring efforts to find peaceful solutions to international conflicts. This is in relation to what he won in what he did in 1979. Nobel Peace Prize recipients is determined by a 5-person Nobel Committee, which is appointed by the Norwegian Parliament. The winner of the Peace Prize for 2021 will not be announced until October of next year. Jesus. Every time I go to Fox News, I'm always taken aback by this little image here. She's such a person pleasing to the eyes. It's kind of like washing out the deadness of looking at the local womanixen and the control left. She is definitely very pleasing to the eyes, I agree. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching this video. See you on my next video. Good night.